Welcome to the PN3 podcast. Thank you for joining in to listen. Today was a really great day. We got back from vacation, cleaned the house, got to get a workout in. It was really good. It was a good, productive, great day. Now I'm laying in my king-size bed with some headphones on with my lovely husband.
Hello, my lovely panty nectar. How are you doing?
Welcome. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Once again, thank you for inviting me on your wonderful show where you reach out to so many people about different sexual topics. And I'm sure you're wanting to get into some tonight. I know you talk about the good day you've had. We had a great vacation down in the Florida Keys that we just got back from today. It's beautiful. And then you went in to go take a shower tonight. I'm like, yeah, I was doing some stuff outside. And then I get a text message from you and you said, hold on. I'll just read the text verbatim, actually, what the text you said.
Oh, God.
At 6:58 p.m., I receive a text message that says, you should come in so I can suck you dick. I guess you meant to put your dick.
Yes, I was in the shower. Oops.
So my response was done.
I read that and I started laughing. Yeah, so if you're on the live, you got to catch that. You know, I was just in there taking a shower and I was talking with everyone that was on for a little bit, and somebody said, man, you look really lonely in there. And I thought, man, you're right. I do look really lonely in here. Good thing I have a husband. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Get in here.
That's what we're here for, babe. So what's on your mind tonight?
So I had an interesting topic that I actually wanted to cover today, and that is the nude beach. I love the nude beach. You do too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the nude beach. And I know the first time we went to the nude beach.
Okay, the first time we went to the nude beach, we got lost. We couldn't even find the nude beach. I don't know if you remember that, babe, but we went, I don't even know. We were looking for like pink or yellow beach lifeguard stand things, and we had no clue where we were. We roll up on the beach at like 8 a.m., not on the right beach we're supposed to be, mind you. So we're ready to get naked and we're not on the right beach.
Yeah.
So we left, we found where Hallover was. We walk out there and mind you, I'm 7.5 months pregnant? 7?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So your girl got a belly, and I remember walking out there and I have like this beach cover up and you've got our chairs and our bag, and we walk out there and there's like, I think there was one old guy like to our right on the beach, and then there was like maybe a couple down by the water. And I just remember like we were like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff that was in the sand that looked cool, like a driftwood and stuff, like random beach items. And so we were like, let's go sit over there. So we go over there. And I just remember like there's a bunch of old dick on this beach right now. I'm supposed to strip naked. Because that was my first time ever going to a nude beach before, or anything nude in that, like anything that was public like that at all. So that was definitely a fun experience.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great time when we went to Hallover for the first time, and we sat down near those all the driftwood and stuff that you said was in the sand, and it was someone had obviously placed these items in the sand and made like this little fort looking thing where there's palm tree leaves for palm fronds sticking up and driftwood right there. And so we're like, well, and you just start stripping naked, and I was like, well, I guess this is what we're supposed to do. So
and you feel like you're doing something wrong. You're like, is this okay? Like, am I supposed to be doing this? So that was like us dipping our toes in a little bit to it at first. And it was kind of like one of those awkward, like, because it's taboo. It's at least to me, like where I'm from in Texas, you don't walk around where there's not nude beaches.
Right.
So that was like, you feel like you're doing something wrong and you're actually not. So being out there quite a few times, you end up, a nude beach, let me just start off by saying, is the farthest thing from what you think a nude beach is. You think people are out there having orgies and all kinds of crazy stuff. That's not the truth at all. Don't get me wrong, you see some weird shit out there.
Yeah.
A lot of weird shit. We have a couple like rub and tug fucking people. There's quite a few weird things you see out there. But overall, it is just like the most accepting, open environment that I've ever been in or around. It was just, you end up feeling so free. You feel so confident because guess what? Not everyone looks like each other out there.
Right.
And everyone is accepting everyone and like just saying hi and walking by. And like, it is just so, it's hard to explain if you haven't experienced it because you're probably thinking, nude beach. It's fucking weird. Like it has to be weird, but it's one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, we really enjoy going. We have not been in, obviously, a long time since you were pregnant. But we really, really enjoyed going and would like to make it out there soon. I know all those palm fronds and stuff that we were talking about, they're put there by somebody. And it just so happens to be like the freaking mayor of Hallover Beach, you know. And so we end up sitting by on the beach our first time there, and next to a guy named Steve, Flamingo Steve, and that's how he introduced himself as Flamingo Steve. And he is a Hallover Beach legend, and I know people who listen to this go to Hallover, or at least some do, and
they know exactly who we're talking about.
Flamingo Steve is, and he's just a great guy. And you know, he was really like the first person that we really talked to. Actually, it was that one guy that was from, I can't remember where they're from, South Carolina or somewhere. That bigger guy
and his wife.
And
super nice,
and just talk. But well, he and Steve, they knew each other, whatever, and so. But
and we were all sitting right there, so they just introduced us and stuff. Yeah.
And so, you know, ever since then, every time we've gone back, we've sat with Steve, and he knows everybody, and so everybody always stops by and says hi. And there's always something, you know, every day you go, you see something that, you know, you just when you think you've seen it all, go to Hallover Beach on a Saturday.
Absolutely. And let me paint a picture for you guys of what Flamingo Steve looks like. So I'm going to say 60s.
Steve,
I don't know.
I was going to say, I don't want Steve to listen to this and get all
He doesn't
upset.
know how to work.
He doesn't own a cell phone.
No.
Literally, he doesn't. Not like he has a flip phone. No. He does not own a cell phone.
No, he has a click camera, and but anyways, so probably he sits out in the sun every day with no sunblock, so you really don't know how old he is, but I'm just going to say 60s.
Yeah.
And he has some tattoos. He has his nipples pierced. I think only one nipple though, or is it both?
Shit, I don't know.
Okay, he's got like 7 ear piercings in each ear, and he has his fucking dick pierced. With you can't miss it. It blings in the sun. It is huge, thick dick piercing on the tip of his dick. It's great. And like, he's probably one of the nicest fucking people out there that you'll meet too.
Yeah, he's super
incredible.
Nice guy, just down to earth, and sits there and smokes cigars, and goes and gathers beach debris, driftwood and stuff. And
picks up trash from the beach.
Steve has been a fun guy to be around, and it's cool because remember that one chick, babe, when we were out there, and I remember her name, but I'm not going to say her name. But
we'll call her Bunny.
Bunny. That would be.
We'd call her Bunny.
she comes up and she's by herself and she's just, having a good time. And we're all sitting there talking. And Steve stands up and starts like talking to her. And she sees it. She sticks her, I don't know if it was her pinky or what finger
It was her fucking pointer
her
finger.
index finger through Steve's dick ring on the tip of his dick. Like fucking pulls it a little bit.
She came over asking for, I think, a lighter because she had a cigarette and wanted to light it. And we're all, there's probably a group of 6 of us
Yeah.
out there that always hang out. And so she came over asking for a lighter. So she was talking to the guys. And all of a sudden, Steve's all about getting pictures on his camera. Those are like, I think, really important.
His
They're
golden
memories.
moments,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are his memories. So he tells Bunny, "You want to take a picture with me?" And she says, "Fuck yeah, I do." And he goes, "All right, only deal is you gotta stick your fucking finger in my dick ring." I said, "Steve, I don't know who you're talking to like that, but I ain't sticking my fucking finger in your dick ring." And Bunny went right down there, put her finger through the dick ring, stuck her tongue out, and posed for a picture. It's so fun, the people you meet out there. Oh,
Yeah, she was a cool chick, and it's a really cool place. I enjoyed it, and it's cool because you see people from all walks of life there, and there's just truly a place of no judgment. You see incredibly some of the most beautiful people you've seen there in your life, and then you see some not so flattering people, and it doesn't matter. Everyone's just there hanging out, having fun, and no one gives a shit. We have never been anywhere other than Hallover, but which is in Miami. But Hallover is just an absolutely amazing place.
so I have a question for you that I think the listeners might be interested in hearing, because I know a lot of you think like Nude Beach, okay, well, there's going to be attractive women, and there are. So how do you like not get hard on at the Nude Beach?
That's a great question, and I have never, and I've seen that people talk about that a lot. People talk about like on the different sub on Reddit about like I would love to go to a nude beach, but I don't want to go because I'm afraid that I'll get an erection when I get out to the beach. Because there's attractive women there, and of course, I have a high sex drive.
Or I'll be with my significant other, and I don't want them to be feel any way.
Right, exactly. And for me, it's I don't know. I guess I didn't have any preconceived notions really of what going to a nude beach would be like. I just, or at least going to Hallover. So I wasn't even really thinking about that. I don't know. And once you get out there, it's so not sexual.
Right.
It's just so not sexual that you're not. Now, of course, you see.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to look at your dick. If you're on the nude beach, you're probably going to look at me, and I'm probably going to look at your dick.
You look at everyone's dick out there. Everyone's dick.
I love it.
But I don't, it just, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're in a, especially when we go, we're usually sitting there with Steve and other people and conversation. And my mind is literally in a conversation about driving trucks or fishing or whatever it is that I'm talking to the person about, and it's not about that absolutely stunningly gorgeous woman sitting, a few chairs down or whatever the case. With that being said, remember, babe, we were just talking about this the other day. We're sitting there, and we're sitting there in our chairs, and there's these 2 guys that come up. They're about maybe 20 feet away from us, 20, 30 feet away. To my right, I don't remember exactly where you were, but to my right, because I looked down there, and they lay their towels down, both the guys. One of them, they're both naked. One of them lays there. One of them's like a darker Hispanic guy, and one of them's this white guy. The white guy who lays down, he's real skinny. He's butt-ass naked. He lays down, and as he's sitting there, his dick just fucking gets rock hard, and it just sticks straight up in the air. Like if he's laying down flat, his dick is 90 degrees perpendicular, pointing straight the fuck up. Like,
I was
what?
not even looking either. So I had no idea this was going
So then
on.
everybody starts and like, and he lays there and he put something over his head, like his shirt or something, and he's just like laying out there getting a tent. He wasn't looking around, looking at anybody or anything. He puts his, I believe it's his shirt, so he can't even see anything, and he has this fucking hard on, and someone goes, "Hey, Steve, look at that," and Steve turns around and looks at, he goes, he's from Jersey, Steve is, he goes, "Throw a fucking ringer on it."
When he said that, I
was
looked
like, "What?"
over. I'm like, what are they talking about? And when I heard put a ringer on it, I immediately made eye contact with his rock hard dick. And I was like, oh, that's
man.
what Steve is talking about.
Yeah, yeah, that guy. That was. It was
Hilarious.
funny. I mean, like I found it. I didn't find it even really. I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I mean-
here? And then, babe, like they were there for 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Those guys, and they after fucking that dude fucking got his heart on, they got up and left,
Yeah.
and that was it. And I was like, "Well, I guess they came out here to do that."
I think the thing to remember also is like, if you go out there and you don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, like you're not even going to be concerned with what other people like. I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of people may think like, well, I can't go out to a nude beach because I don't look good. Or maybe I don't know, you're insecure about something. And I want you to know, if you go out there with the mindset of like, I don't really give a fuck what anybody has to think,
Right.
or if they look at me or what, I'm out there for what reason? To enjoy the fucking nude beach. So that's what you're going to do. So I think when you go into
Yeah.
it with that mindset as well, like you end up actually enjoying yourself. And I don't know, maybe it helps you kind of care less about, I think it kind of helps me care less about what people think, because when you're that vulnerable, how much more vulnerable can it get? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't
Oh,
know.
100%. And remember, once we started going to haul over, when we would go to a regular beach, we're like, this sucks. Like putting clothes on. Like you're telling me I have to put on clothes to go in
Tan
the water,
lines?
and like now these clothes are all wet on me. Like it sucks. And so, be forewarned. If you start going to a nude beach, I promise you won't enjoy going to regular beaches as much, because it's
It'll
just not,
ruin you.
and it's not even about the seeing attractive people, of whatever sex you're attracted to. It's just about truly like the freedom and the non-judgment. Like when you go to, it cracks me up, we go to the beach now and it's a regular beach, and like you see people out there, you can tell people are very self-conscious about the way they look, or like the a bikini or a cover up a woman has on, like trying to cover up, she might have some extra weight or something like that. You go to haul over, none of that matters. Like no one's even worried about that
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Like it's the last thing in your mind, and you're just out there enjoying life. And I can tell you that personally, I'm shocked at how much I enjoy going to haul over, and I can't wait to be back there.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
It's a great time, and there's I would like to hear from your fans, what nude beaches they've been to around the world, because there's a lot of places, nude beaches around the world. There's down in Jamaica, I know they have that's like a swingers resort, like hedonism or whatever it is, but like I know over in Spain and Portugal, I believe, and of course the Mediterranean, I'm sure has a ton. But what's the best nude beach you've been to? I'd like to hear
Yeah.
to hear your stories.
I would love to hear that. That's a great question, actually. So, if you have been to a nude beach anywhere, even if you've been to Holliver too, write me in, tell me about your experience. And, I'm curious. I'd love to hear that. So, that is all I have for this podcast. Thank you for listening and spending some time with me. And I cannot wait to talk to you next time.
See ya.